Hi, Genealogy Queen. So I'm going to try to make this really quick so that I can run to where I need to run to. But today's video and the final video of 2019 will be on Liberia and the Sierra Leonean people. So the only articles I have open is Sierra Leone Creole people. And then there's another one open. It's called Americo-Liberians. So this says that the Sierra Leone Creole people is an ethnic group in Sierra Leone. The Creole people are descendants of freed African American, West Indian, and liberated African slaves who settled in the western area of Sierra Leone between 1787 and about 1885. The colony was established by the British, supported by abolitionists under the Sierra Leone Company as a place for freedmen. The settlers called their new settlement Freetown, and today the Creoles comprise about 2% of the population of Sierra Leone. Like their Americo-Liberian, which is, like I said, the other tab we have, neighbors and sister ethnic group in Liberia, Creoles have varying degrees of European ancestry. Due to the close historical relations between the ethnicities through decades of indenture, slavery, and sexual abuse, involuntary unions and marriages in North America, some have Native American ancestry as well. In Sierra Leone, some of the settlers intermarried with the English or Europeans. Through the Jamaican Maroons, some Creoles probably also have indigenous Jamaican Amerindian Taino ancestry. The Americo-Liberians and the Creoles are the only recognized ethnic group of African American, liberated African, and West Indian descent in West Africa. The Creole culture is primarily westernized. The only Sierra Leonean ethnic group whose culture is similar in terms of its integration of Western culture are the Sherbro, who had developed close connections with Europeans and English traders from the early years of contact. The Creoles as a class developed close relationships with the British colonial power. They became educated in British institutions and advanced to prominent leadership positions in Sierra Leone and British colonialism. Due to this history, the vast majority of Sierra Leone Creoles have European first names, ancestors, or surnames. Many have both British first names and surnames. The vast majority of Creoles reside in Freetown and its surrounding western area region of Sierra Leone. They are also primarily Christian. From their mix of peoples, the Creoles developed what is now the native Creole language, a mixture of English, indigenous West African languages, and other European languages. So I'm going to stop there. That is really cool. And then what's funny is I never knew anything about the Creole with the Sierra Leone people. But it makes sense because, like I told you guys before, I have a friend who is Liberian. Her name is Millennium, and she speaks French. And maybe that French that she speaks has to do with her Creole heritage, because I believe she spoke to me about that one time. And I'm not going to, well, don't quote me on that 100%. And I can message her about that. But I believe she talked to me about that, and that maybe she may have a mixture of French in her because she is Liberian and she does speak French, or a little bit of French, but she does know some. So that makes so much sense, but that's so cool. I never knew about like the Taino ancestry in the Sierra Leone. Again, I said I didn't know about the Creole. The Jamaican makes a little bit of sense, but I didn't even know about that. So that was really, really cool. But it makes sense with history, with all this that is going on. So Americo-Liberians of Congo people, or Congao people in Liberian English, are a Liberian ethnic group of African American, Afro-Caribbean, and liberated African descent. So a little different because the Afro-Caribbean. But the sister ethnic group of Americo-Liberians are the Sierra Leone Creole people, who shared similar ancestry and related culture. Americo-Liberians trace their ancestry to free-born and formerly enslaved African Americans who immigrated in the 19th century to become the founders of the state of Liberia. They identified there as Americo-Liberians. Some African Americans, in the more common sense of the term, following resettlement in Canada, also participated as founding settlers in Sierra Leone. In present-day Côte d'Ivoire, I'm not sure if that is right, but although the terms Americo-Liberian and Congo had distinct definitions in the 19th century, they are currently interchangeable and refer to an ethnic group composed of the descendants of the various free and ex-slave African American, Caribbean, recaptive and Sierra Leone Creoles who settled in Liberia from 1822. So I'm going to read this little part and then I'm going to go into some discussion. So later in Liberia, these African Americans integrated 5,000 liberated Africans called Congos, former slaves from the Congo Basin who were freed by British and Americans from slave ships after the prohibition of the African slave trade, and 500 Barbadian immigrants into the hegemony. Americo-Liberians rarely intermarried with indigenous West Africans. So that's cool, really cool. And the Barbadian is new, but that's really cool because with like the Caribbean descent, it kind of makes sense because of like also with like the spreading out, like how the British and all of them spreaded Africans all around, you know, the globe, and when they put them on the certain islands and stuff, you know, not saying this isn't exactly talking about this, it's talking about a specific culture, but it's just kind of when you think about all of it, it just adds up, you know, in a way. I don't have it all right in my head right now, but it is making sense. But it's just cool. It's just opening doors of my mind to things I didn't know. So as you see here, you see Guinea. But then you see Liberia. You see Liberia. Oh no! Oh my God. Okay, we're good. So then you see Guinea, you see Liberia, and you see the flag. Then you see Sierra Leone, and you see Freetown. We talked about Freetown because we were talking about like the free slaves and stuff like that. The liberated Africans, Freetown. You know, as it says here. You know, the colony was established by the British, supported by abolitionists under the Sierra Leone Company as a place for freed men. So that's where Freetown comes from, which is so cool. That is so cool. So when you look at some people, this is a cute photo. So Sierra Leone joins Liberia in beating Ebola, but still needs, yeah, that was the Ebola breakout. But we don't want to know about Ebola. We want to know about, you know, I wasn't able to really find a lot of good pictures, to be honest. But you have some here. Liberian women observe 15-day nationwide fasting for peaceful education. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, that is such a pretty picture. Oh my gosh. I love that right there. That is like perfect. Oh my gosh. And what does it say about this picture? It says Mende people, Sierra Leone's educated and highly political oriented people. Wow. Look at that. Okay. Let me see. This is another Sierra Leone picture. It's another pretty picture. Our culture. By Echo Sam experience Sierra Leone the natural way. Oh, the baby, so cute. Oh, wow. Well, guys, I would like to end this here. You know, I think it's beautiful. I think that, you know, I would like to go more in depth with this. There's so much to all of these, but it's a good start to it, you know. It's a good start to all of it. So you can learn and find out about what all this is and what makes up some of this. And it adds up and it connects in ways that we probably would have never thought it would, you know. Probably would have never thought it would. So, wow. Beautiful. Now, some of these pictures may not be Sierra Leone people. Some of these may be different pictures as I'm looking, but they're beautiful pictures and I just love seeing them. So, this is a Sierra Leone picture. Oh. Alright guys, well I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your New Year's. Please be safe out there. Please, if you're going to drink, please drink at home. Don't drink and drive. If you're going to party, be safe. Make sure you have somebody you trust with you. And just make sure you're in a safe place at all times. You know, you got crazy people out there. So, alright everybody, last video of 2019. I hope that 2020 brings my channel a lot of growth. 2019 was a lot of growth for my channel, and my channel had changed, and it's just so different now because I have so many more subscribers and the content has evolved. So I'm just very grateful for all your guys' support and love and just constantly staying with me. I appreciate it, and that's one thing I am grateful for this year, along with getting through school and some of the other blessings that have encountered and, you know, approached my life. So I'm thankful for all of you. And please stay safe out there. Bye, guys.